Hello everybody and welcome back to Dwellers in the Dark, the official ETC channel. And today, regarding the ETC, I'm just going to cover a few basic points and then I'm going to move on to how each player in each team is allocated an opponent from an opposing team. But first, let's talk about the ETC very quickly. It's an 800 point army list for each person. There are no army restrictions except that only one named character can be used through the team. For instance, an example, if you have the Undyne in player A's army list, nobody else can use the Undyne. It's as simple as that. It just stops duplication, triplication or even quadruplication of various army lists. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move forward and tell you the other basic aspects. There's one team from each country and only one team. I have been getting a number of messages from various countries asking could they have a second team or a third team, and this is all very good, very exciting, but unfortunately no. This is a single team per country event presently. Can I increase the numbers from 4? Why do I have it at 4? Well, I think I may have mentioned before, the reason we have it just as 4 players initially is to allow full inclusion of all countries. Some countries may struggle to find 4 people. Some countries may struggle to find 4 people who can afford it. For example, America and Canada are looking at trying to find 4 people who can actually afford to come, especially if they've already come to Ardacon 6 months later into April. That's going to be a bit tight for some people. So we're just keeping it at 4 so that it includes every country that wishes to be involved. Do I intend to increase numbers over time? Yeah. Maybe 2018, 2019 you could see teams of 5, 6 or even up to 8. It really depends, of course, how 2017 goes. So that's just the basic gist of things. It's going to be held in Hamburg, so we've got some German hosts. Well done, guys. Thank you very much for stepping up to this. We've got both Tim and Steve heavily involved there. We have the costings already on. We have the website that's already there. Everything's in place, guys. It's just really a case of you visiting the website, checking it all out, keeping in touch with these videos, and that'll keep you up to date. Okay, so what do I want to move on to? I want to move on to how Team A is going to be matched against Team B. Well, in the starting round, everything's going to be just done on a random system. But let me explain that the 4 players in Team A will just be classed as one entity, so it'll just be Team A. As will Team B, Team C, so Ireland, England, France, Germany, Italy. They'll all just be single entities on the score sheet. And that makes it a lot easier to figure out which country is playing which. So how do we match up? Who plays who? I mean, if one person in one game won, then shouldn't they be playing a winner from another country? One would think so. But in order for the team event to work nicely and efficiently, what I've decided to do is this. And it runs along generally the lines of the actual ETC that's covering 40k and Fantasy and I think Malifaux, etc. So what we do is 2 captains, Team A and Team B, will roll a dice. The highest rolled dice will put one person forward. The Team B captain, in this case, would then have to pick an opponent to go against. That sounds a bit confusing. Let me restart again. So Team A gets the highest dice. They put player 1 forward. Team B then sees who player 1 is, knows their list, and decides, right, we're going to put player 3 forward against them. They go off, they find their table, they're getting ready to commence the game. Captain from Team B now puts a player forward. Player 2 will say. And now captain from Team A gets to choose who he or she wants to put forward to play them. And that's done until all 4 players are matched up. So there's a lot of tactics involved, a lot of background information and research need to be done by all the team captains, and all of this will be made available 5 weeks before the actual event. All team lists need to be into me, and perhaps a small committee of judges who will check through the lists. 2 weeks before the actual event, all of these lists will be made public. They will be put forward with the names, everything made public. Again, full transparency. So that gives the team captains of each nation a chance to go away and look up the other countries' lists, see what they are, get an idea of what they are, perhaps even sort out a little portfolio for each team. However detailed you want to go into that, that's entirely up to yourselves. But you then come along and you're matched up with country A versus country B. You can pull out your portfolio and see, oh, we've got these 4 lists. And then you can have an idea and a vision of exactly who you want to put forward towards who, or who you're hoping will be put forward towards against yourself, etc. So, it's kind of exciting. I really like the idea of it. I don't think it's going to cause too many problems because you only just have the 4 players to deal with, and each team captain will have the half an hour slot to converse with the other team captain to make the decision on who plays with who. The games then will all start, obviously. There'll be plenty of announcements before the game, telling people exactly how many minutes they have before the first roll of the dice. We may look at sides of the board already sorted out. We may even look at deployments sorted out before that time, and then when the calling is done, the actual game starts. It depends. That's just a few finite things that need to be decided upon in the future, the pros and cons of that, etc. But one of the things I am concerned about is in some games, especially in games where it's only been an hour and a half, maybe just a 2-hour slot, and there's been a lot of points involved, sometimes you can find that a lot of time has been wasted just setting up troops or picking sides of the table, etc. And I think I might look at the logistics of cutting that short, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so I've gotten quite a few messages from a lot of lovely people. I met a whole bunch of great people, quite a few of the team selectors from different countries: Poland, Greece, Italy, England, Ireland, Scotland, all at America and Canada included. They were all there at Ardicon, so it was a great chance for people to kind of come up and say hi, and it really felt good. I didn't even have my lanyard on. Sorry, I kind of kept on forgetting to put it on, and people would come up and go, "Hi, you Dave, ETC," and I'd go, "Yeah," and we'd have a wee chat, and it was really nice to meet everyone and put faces to names. And since then I've had loads of messages asking me little questions, but one of the key leading questions that I came across is, can other people come? Can I bring my team of 4 and can other people come? Well, theoretically yes. Logistically, how would that work? Well, let me put in some parameters. 1, if you have people who want to come along and help out, that's great. As an organisation, as an event, we have no money. So we can't actually put people up in hotels, nor can we feed them, etc. So it's quite difficult to do so. So, I mean, most of the stuff is coming off my own back for myself and possibly 1 or 2 others to get there. So if you can cover the logistics of getting people there and they can pay and whatever, and that's fine, they're not playing, that's perfectly okay. Then let's look at the logistics of where should they be positioned during games. Now, they've come to look, they've come to see, they should be able to walk around, but could that cause problems? Because remember, this isn't just a tournament. This, in a sense, every table is like a top table, because everyone is fighting against some highly competitive players with very, very competitive lists, and I suppose nearly at every table you could nearly hear the silence of the clock ticking. That's not necessarily what I envision, but that's a potential, because there'll be quite a lot more competitive players there than there would be at a general tournament where people will be just going to socialise or meet or have fun. And I intend that to happen anyway. But let's be realistic. These are top table players potentially coming to meet top table players from the rest of the world. And the tensions will be managed, but do we need people wandering around, standing at tables, being perceived as interacting with various players, etc.? I don't know. Again, those logistics we'll have to look at. We will have, and hand on heart, though they're not being picked yet, we will have 10 dedicated judges throughout the event. And these judges will be very well versed in the rules, because we're going to spend time going over various bits and pieces, especially with the new stuff coming out later this month, in fact, beginning in December. So we'll really have to be up on that. Also, after spending a bit of time, very, very lucky to spend a little bit of time with Adam Troke and Jay Clare, I was given fairly strong impression, and let me just use the word impression because I don't know whether this is public knowledge or not, but I was given a very, very strong impression that there may well be a GW FAQ coming out soonish, definitely from what I can glean, before the ETC. And that FAQ will obviously supersede any previous FAQs and the GBHL FAQ which we had intended to use. So the new GW FAQ will be the base for all the rulings from this point, or for the ETC, should I say. So fingers crossed, definitely looking forward to that. And I've been invited, after reading through the FAQ, if there's any questions that myself and the selectors would like to add, or anything that we feel that may have been missed out or is slightly ambiguous, I've been invited to send these questions to GW, and obviously they'll take a look at it. They'll rip out the stuff that is just chaff, I'm sure, and if there's any key things they have said, they may well try and get another FAQ out a month before the ETC, which is, I mean, that is fantastic support. And thank you very, very much if that comes through. Okay, so I've covered team and player selection. Well, I've covered player selection. Now let's talk about some team selection. Right, England is doing it via the league, and they have got potentially 2 solid players if they can make it, and it's looking very strong. It's fairly close down for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place. I know that the selectors for England are looking for filling the 4th slot place, with possibly best advancer through the year rather than someone who's actually achieved 4th. So yeah, it'd be interesting names there. The Scots, again, they're checking out the league tables from the GBHL. They're looking to see how things are going, but I think they've got a solid grasp on who they're going to be using. The Welsh, I've spoken to Alistair and Matt. They're also on the marketing team. Very excellent designers. Brilliant work come from them so far. The ring and the map inside, which we kind of like looked at, and Matt threw quite a lot of stuff towards my way, and when I picked that, I was really delighted with that one. So thank you very much, Matt, there. But they're the Welsh selectors, and I think they're just looking to see who can actually go from Wales. But they may also be looking at the league, the GBHL league. The Germans, well, the Germans put up a list of names and put it to the community vote in Germany, and wow, that is fantastic. I know these things because I've been invited onto a lot of the ETC related forums and Facebook pages and websites from a lot of the country selectors, like what the Italians are doing, again looking at a bit of a league. The Spanish and the French, they're actually doing their own leagues and looking to see who goes ahead. The Americans, Canadians, as I mentioned, I believe they're looking for whoever can afford it, as are potentially the Irish, but I think Gary and Dave are also looking at the Irish League and I think they'll be offering it down. You know, if the top four or something can't make it, they'll move down along. But yeah, the enthusiasm is great. What we need to do now is we just need to start moving forward. I'm heading to Germany in December to check out both the venue, check out the guys there, the hosts, say hello. I think I'll be sleeping on someone's floor. Cheers for that, Tim. Appreciate that. At least, you know, jump off the airport. I don't have to worry about accommodation and such. So thank you very much. I'm even going to a German tournament, and that's going to be awesome. It's a 1 day 425 point tournament or something. Again, it's all on T3, which is a previous video I've just done, so you can check that out. But it'll give me a chance to meet a lot of the Germans and have a good little laugh and have a good time, have a few drinks, chill out, but get a feel of the community there. I've been invited to Spain, and I've been invited to France to visit their communities, and I know that I've got an invite from the Italians as well. So, you know, I'm just loving the atmosphere of the ETC community at the moment. I wish everyone could go. I seriously do. But as I heard one man once said about the ETC, it gives possibly the best of the best the opportunity to go and beat themselves up over a table against the best of the best, and then come back to their communities with an idea of how big and how strong other community pools are, because I suppose we're all big fish in our own pools, and to relay this information back to their community and come back and get chilled out in their league system and their friendly games and stuff. So yeah, hopefully it's looking good. In fact, it's looking very, very good. So right, that's the news at the moment. I'm going to come back to you with more stuff relatively soon. I'll be answering people's questions as they send them to me, and I'll try and get a video out to highlight anything. So guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, please like, share, subscribe, comment below, and I will address any of the questions you have and perhaps try and put a video out. Also, I hope to try and get the selectors on the web page so that you'll be able to see who you contact there. Now please remember, guys, the selectors are people that I have personally picked because I feel that they have contacts and knowledge and gaming experience within their own communities. The selectors, whether they're on the team or not, is irrespective. It means nothing to me. The selector's role is to make a team. I know in England that selectors have chosen not to be on the team, which is amazing, and I think other selectors may view the same thing. But this is our first opportunity to get it working. When it is working, we can just build and build. But it will stay, I would imagine, one team per country, because what an accolade, what an honour to come home and say that you won for your country. Now, on another note, I'd like to mention about one of our key sponsors, Urban Mats. Now, Urban Mats has done a fantastic job, a brilliant deal for us all out. Now, I'm going to be doing a review on some of their mats because I have bought a couple myself. I've got to say the quality is tremendous, and I haven't hesitated offering advice to people who are looking to buy mats, or even a couple of gaming clubs who are looking to set out their whole system with new mats. So I've sent them some links and I've given them some advice. Okay, why are Urban Mats doing such a great deal? What is their great deal, and what can you, as a general public, as well as players and selectors, benefit from this? Well, Urban Mats, I may have mentioned before, are going to basically lay out every single table. Up to 40 odd tables for our event is going to be covered with Urban Mats, and they have such a vast range of fantastic quality mats. So we're going to have from desert, waste, Greenland, even urban, and really looking forward to getting this. Now, not only are they sending us these mats for free postage, they're also coming to pick them up for free postage. That's just unbelievable. That is such a fantastic deal. Can't get away from it. Okay. So what are they also offering? Well, they're offering for us to sell the mats to you, both the players, the selectors, and possibly even the general public, if you can get someone to pick them up from the venue. And the price they're offering, these 4x4 fantastic quality mats, and I mean, I've seen some gaming mats. I've been to a few tournaments. I've seen some gaming mats, and they do not reach the quality the Urban Mats do. But these guys are, Martin from Urban Mats has delightedly offered us each mat for €35. Now, I know for a lot of the English people, the pound is fluctuating, so €35 is seeming a lot, but you go back to looking at the euro and looking at the pound a couple of months ago, and wow, that was very, very cheap, especially for some fantastic quality. So that was just a bit of a word for our sponsors, because I mean, the guys there, they're putting a lot of effort into allowing the ETC to have a great foundation for base and for scenery and for the matting, etc. I just think it's an awesome deal. €35 for a fantastic quality 4x4 mat with a carry case included. I suppose the main reason they're doing it is if they can help get rid of all of the mats they send us, then they don't have to do the cost of actually coming to picking the mats up themselves. On a lighter note, for the ETC itself, if we manage to pass over a lot of these mats to the players and the selectors and general public if possible, then this is a guaranteed sponsorship that should continue for as long as we can offer you fantastic deals from their fantastic offers. So I'm not taking pledges or anything at the moment, but it's definitely something that quite a number of the team selectors have shown an interest in. And if you're interested, get in contact with your team selector and they can make contact with me and we can sort out a bit of a listing. And if there are extra mats needed and paid for than we actually need for the ETC, I'm sure Martin will be quite happy to throw a few extra mats in there to cover those that will also sell. So, I mean, you know, though we want 40 or, well, just under 40 or so for the event, 76, so what's that? That's, whew, that is, I can't even count anymore. My head is gone and on my maths is usually fantastic. That's 38 mats, 38 tables. I'm sure that he'd throw in some extra if there were obvious orders put in. So this is your opportunity, guys, to really get a fantastic deal from Urban Mats. Now, on top of that, they're also going to potentially, and I say potentially because this is still under construction, the designs have all been sorted out, the concept art has been done, and not only has it been a concept, it's actually gone to the manufacturer, and I believe they're awaiting the first lot back from the manufacturer, and once they've checked the quality, and these guys, they're like myself, they're really stringent on quality. They don't make promises that they don't seem to abide with, so this is great. But they're getting new scenery done. I can't discuss too much about it. Some people may already know, but I'm not just going to make it public knowledge. But they're looking at some scenery, and scenery will go with at least one or two of their types of mats. So they're going to supply the ETC with 5 tables worth of scenery, of this new scenery, to showcase and potentially also to be up for purchase. I've no idea what the deal is there. I don't have an idea. Sorry, I have no idea what pricing structure, because I haven't spoken to Martin in depth about it. But opportunities again for people to be able to pick up fantastic deals. But this is not, under any circumstance, a sales pitch that the ETC is dependent upon. I must reiterate that. The ETC is a non-profit event. There'll be no profit gleaned from any of these sales. In fact, they're not even sales. They're just basically passing the money to Martin via me, I suppose, in a sense. but you know, Martin will set this deal. This is the price you get it for. It's sorted. You walk away with one of the mats. So I hope, guys, you find this of interest. The ETC will run, whether you find it of interest or not, but it would be fantastic to maintain such a brilliant, awesome sponsorship deal with Urban Mats for the future as well, for the future of the Middle-earth ETC. So I'll leave it at that. As I said, I'll do a review on their mats fairly soon, and hopefully I might see if I can pick up a snow mat at some point in the near future. If someone's got one. Joke. But I would be delighted to put my name to their stuff, and yeah, very, very happy to do so. Okay, well, listen, guys, speak to you later.